long sermon to you. And if you'll give me 10 minutes, I'll quit. I thought as he sang that song tonight, little is much if God is in it. I thought about the story to tell about Charles Spurgeon, that great London preacher. A young preacher came to him and told him God had called him to preach. And he asked Spurgeon what he ought to do. And he added, of course, he said, I won't set the Thames on fire. Well, that's a river over there. And Spurgeon answered and said, no, you won't set the Thames on fire. But he said, what I want to know is, if we throw you in, will you make it fizz? Is will this man be on fire enough when he gets back home to start 200 new churches this next year? Now I've got too many folk here tonight that know me that I couldn't deny the fact that I've been half crazy on this general budget and 10% program. Till some of my own best friends feel like kicking my shins because I kicked them higher up than that. First of all, is spirit. And I agree with that. Unless we implement that spirit with methods and strategy and a planned invasion, we'll start dying and start growing smaller. The genius of the Church of Nazarene has been that we've had a world vision when we weren't big enough to have it. Keeping patient. Folk tell me our church was a sect when we had only 10,000 members. We were a church with a world vision and a balanced program from the very beginning. 12 years ago, when Home Missions got its first big lift in the general budget, I was here. I'm not old. Some folk thought we'd go to sea on spending the money on ourselves. The truth is, our secretary today reported us in the current year, 49 cents out of the dollar is spent in overseas home missions. That's assigned to your home mission budget right now. I'm not uneasy about it, but what I am afraid of is that we'll make the general budget and we'll make these thrilling stories tonight an escape proposition and find our satisfaction in what others are doing and make our service purely monetary. Make our prayer remote. Instead of asking God to help us to roll up our sleeves and believe God to move into the next town and move over across the city and start another church. I know persuasion is our technique. I know we don't have any big club, though secretly I confess it fully tonight. A time or two I wish we had. To do it, but every man's got to be persuaded in his own heart that this is God's program for us. The General Superintendent's recommended 200 churches a year. For 4 years, make 800. And the Home Missions Secretary must have prayed somewhere between the time we agreed on goals and the time he gave his report, where he recommended 1,000. The truth is, we wouldn't do less than 1,000 if we'd all obey God. That's what's next to work. You may not burn up the Thames, but I want to know tonight, will you make it fizz when you get back home?